I don't have a. This is Nikki in Pennsylvania, and I don't have a case to add right now. However, as far as some of the things that were being said, a conspiracy is actually in their own legal definition. It's a wheel conspiracy, and that has been in place since at least 1913 with the passage of the Federal Reserve Act and the bringing in of the 17th Amendment, which essentially breached Article 1, Section 3, where 2 senators were to be selected from every legislature that had the people already directly elected their representatives to that Senate seat in their own state. And with that breach, what that essentially did, it essentially nullified the 10th Amendment. Since 1913 or 6 years thereafter, depending on when that senator was sent to represent the state and the people who had already directly elected them, since then we have had no representation in the Senate of Congress, the Congressional Senate, for the advice and consent of the people who had, in a lawful, regular manner, a better manner, under Article 1, Section 3, put them in that position. So that's what happened with that breach. And then between 65 and 71, the silver was taken out of the coin, which essentially breached Article 1, Section 10. So we have been, by contracts and under the 13th Amendment, brought into a condition of voluntary servitude, because the 13th Amendment says there shall be no involuntary servitude, comma, except as duly convicted of a crime within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. And Congress, of course, with the supervision of the Senate for their advice and consent, has the power to enforce the 13th Amendment by appropriate legislation. So if they are enforcing if they're not enforcing involuntary servitude, what are they enforcing? And they're doing it through the monetary system. And another issue is David had mentioned something about taxes and seniorage. How many people on this call know what the word seniorage means? Because when we lose the word from our vocabulary, we lose the principle that conveyed. Do you know what seniorage means? Seigniourage. Anybody?
Well, rather than consuming a lot of time with a quiz, why don't you just go ahead and give your quick summary there,
okay,
so we can get on with the other items on our
I'm going to give the quick summary, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send you links, okay, just to the websites. Seniorage explained. Seniorage may be counted as revenue for a government when the money it creates is worth more than the cost to produce. This revenue is often used by governments to finance portions of their expenditures without having to collect taxes. And the current cost of printing a $1 note is something like 6.2 cents to print that note. So who is pocketing the 90-some cents for printing that note? Okay, so take a look at these things because it plays into it, because a wheel conspiracy, if you don't know what a wheel conspiracy is, it means that there is something at the top, and the judges are collecting the paychecks from this racket that is going on, and they have become pretty much, you know, what do they call that? The one that quiets the racket, criminal enterprise. Anyway, the wheel conspiracy is a conspiracy in which a single member, usually a ringleader or a group, the Federal Reserve, in separate illegal dealings with 2 or more members or groups, Democrats and Republicans, and there exists a shared criminal purpose among all the member groups engaged in the activities. The ringleader or group which deals with other members or groups is called the hub. The hubs are the legislators, and the spokes are the municipal authorities and all the other, you know, clerks and things like that goes into the chains that keep everything together and spinning. And what they're doing is essentially creating the current, because the definition of current back in 1891 Black's Law Dictionary is the money that's accepted, for mercantile exchange. So anyway, we have all the facts and everything, but, cut to the chase and get at, this fraud from at least 1913 on. And the breaches of contract that they told the people they had based on the first 10 amendments, and they started doing away with it with the 16th and the 17th. 16th Amendment essentially nullified Article 1, Section 9 by putting a direct tax on people. And here we are, and this is called the gift tax. What we're paying for taxes is actually called the gift tax, and that was put in during the New Deal. So there's historical evidence there that all of these cases that I'm hearing today can just be, use these principles in there and show how they're being violated in your case. And I think you'll probably go far with it. So anyway, I'll click the send. Yes, go ahead. Thank you for putting those up there, Louis.
Thank you,
Okay,
Nikki.
I yield.